up, guys? Okay, so this is our podcast called the Schnickelfritz podcast. It's a pretty cool name for some pretty cool people. So basically, we're gonna go and introduce ourselves and then dive straight on into this. So let's start over here with the one and only. What's your name?
My name's Holden. I'm here because I have no choice. These guys came to me, said they wanted to use my house because it's freaking awesome, just like everything else I do. And, sure enough, I said, okay, as long as I get a spot on the show. So I'm pretty excited to see what goes on here. I think we're going to have some pretty awesome conversations. Yeah. So with that, I'm going to go over to my Venezuelan friend, Alejandro Sandell.
Hi, my name is Alejandro Sandell. I'm also on this podcast, obviously. No, I'm not Venezuelan. I was born in America. I am full red-blooded American.
US of A.
And the US of A. And I'm here because I'm getting paid a lot of money. Yeah. So with that, I'll hand it over to Ponderosa Fire.
Yes, that's me. My name is Sam Betzel. And, the reason I'm here is because I came up with the podcast.
Just to be clear, there was no other external forces of who created the podcast. It was straight up. It was
all you.
It was all
you.
You could call it my brainchild. Yeah, it was all me. And
So you were sitting. So take us through what happened that day.
Okay, so I was sitting there and I just thought, hey, it'd be badass. A podcast with Holden Schefflin, Alejandro Sandell, of course me, obviously, and these two fine fellows right here who are now going to introduce themselves.
Well, let's go to this fine fella first, if I might not add, and then I'll go into these people who are making a ruckus, as you can hear.
People who are about to be fired.
Please continue. What's your name?
I'm Atticus Johnson, and I'm here because Sam came up with such a beautiful idea. I just had to come participate in it, and this is being led by
Johnson.
Oh yeah,
like
Johnson,
the farm?
by the way. Atticus Johnson.
Farm.
And
are you in the corn dog industry?
Johnson. The soap.
They make corn.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about the origins of names in the future, but right now I'll just talk about me because that's, I'm sure, what everyone tuned in for. The computer, the pen, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just writing down, like, pictures. What we want to do is we want to talk about what we think is cool and maybe what you guys think is cool if you guys have some cool ideas, and a lot about Paschal. And that's where I think you guys are going to find some interest in this because Paschal is where all of us go, and we all know there's some crazy shit that happens at Paschal that goes unseen most of the time. So we have to see it and speak it, if I may.
Bring it to the public.
Disclaimer. We love Paschal and everything that it has done for us.
Agreed, yes.
And, we are proud to be Panthers.
It's phenomenal.
Absolutely phenomenal. There's no better school that ever. I mean, Harvard's up there. But I think Paschal takes the cake.
Yeah, I actually heard something about Paschal the other day. Did you know we have a letter from Albert Newton Einstein himself? I made up the middle name.
See, we do shit like that all the time. We have the only flag that has ever been on the moon.
That is pretty cool.
High school, any school flag.
Before we go too far into this topic, I want to introduce some people in the background. Refer to Sam Betzel's glasses since you won't be able to see back there.
Right around here, probably.
Right around here is the one and only Jake Martinez. He is a producer in this venture. He is half Mexican, half Russian.
He's more like probably right here.
He's on the move.
You're very smart. As you can see, where I'm pointing, but I'm not pointing. Yeah, iPhone cam right now. There's Kajadal in the corner.
AKA
She
Sheeta.
has a level 4 security clearance. Pending. It's pending. Then we have Izzy. She is another co-producer / something that Jake will put down below, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he might not. But she does cameras and lights and makes sure that we look beautiful. And then we have...
And she does a great job because I look great. Thank you.
And the last person we're going to introduce here,
he doesn't really matter. Don't pay attention.
He's not very important, but we love him. His name is Elliot Knight, a.k.a. Big Easy.
Big Easy. Drinking out of a great cup.
He gets his drinks and snacks. He's really good at that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elliot.
And I'm just going to butt in right now and say, whoever can identify these panties,
they are yours, so come back and get them.
You will win
Yeah.
Well,
$7 reward You will not get them back.
Paid in pennies and nickels.
$7 tops. I want to go through this recent upbringing that we have all as students faced, and it's these, I think, freaking farking annoying protesters in front of the school showing like bleeding babies in syrup and I don't know what
Maple syrup.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
what it
maple
was?
syrup. I don't know what type of photography they use, but it wasn't that convincing. What do you guys think about it?
We'll start with
Holden.
you, Holden.
What do I think about the protesters?
Yeah, is it grinding your gears?
No, not really. I think it's kind of hilarious. You know, I think it really raised a lot of hell for Miss Mossage, and you know that's what I really think I really loved about it.
So you just wanted
So-
Miss Mossage to like.
No, I think how she handled it was hilarious. You know, if you went out there the third day, you could see her standing out there.
Just kind of pissed off.
These damn protesters. You know, she's just the way she handles everything. I always get a kick out of, and so I can really appreciate that. Other than that, I really have no opinion. I mean, they were, you know,
Exercising their freedom of speech.
they were exercising their First Amendment rights.
So
and
are we
I
allowed
don't-
to do that as students? Can we just
God bless
walk in
America.
front of the school and
Oh,
protest
I'm
like
sure,
long-
absolutely not.
like
I'm sure there's some
school-wide porn,
FWISD.
school-wide porn?
As long
Like we
as
just
it's-
say whatever we
hey,
want.
As long
I'd
as it's
be
a
down.
public sidewalk. As long as it's a public sidewalk.
As
then
long as
yes.
it's Polimus, Polimus.com, everybody.
So as long
Can you
as
just go there?
I think that's actually copyrighted. So
Yeah, we gotta-
wait, I
can't-
want to get all your opinions because some of you guys are intellectual individuals.
So
Alejandro.
yeah, no. Every morning for a week, there would be these abortion protesters out at Paschal on the public sidewalk, of course, and you know they'd talk to you, give you flyers and whatnot, and some people would throw a fit, they'd go crazy, and actually some people had a counter protest where they would what did they have like
They did
It's
it
like
out of
pictures of-
irony. They were just.
it was I support post-birth abortion.
Oh really?
I don't think
I don't personally, but that
don't
was
What's
the
Pop
other
Ham?
protest.
that's poppin'.
Okay, Sam. What do you personally believe
Well,
on this situation?
personally, I don't see anything wrong with what they were doing. I'm never one to pass out free souvenirs, so
Souvenirs.
I'm
okay.
completely okay with what they were doing.
Wait, were they passing out T-shirts?
No, they're passing on
Did
donuts.
I miss that?
Where were you?
There were donuts.
Donuts?
Oh man.
Another topic that happened kind of recently was this whole I pledge allegiance to the United States of goddamn America, and they omitted the word God in it. So it was like a big thing in our school because our principal kind of went up in a wad. Everyone was crying about it. Some people were like cheering. And I mean, not to go too far into religious beliefs, or do if you want. What do you
doesn't really
like?
matter.
What do you feel about it? Did it hurt your feelings? Atticus?
It didn't hurt my feelings, but I wasn't too offended. But that was his job to say that.
Did you care?
I
Because
don't really.
I heard that it was against state law that you're not allowed to do it, but then it was like a Supreme Court case that you were allowed to do it.
Oh.
Yeah, on the federal level, they decided that also if they say the pledge, you are allowed for religious reasons. You cannot say it at all. What he did is kind of weird.
He
said the pledge, but he omitted under God. I told him after, I said, you know, you should have said one nation under tyranny, but that's just a libertarian joke that most people hear.
So our job
It's
is
annoying. We just think it's annoying, and I understand that. But
So now next year we have to get Holden to say the Pledge of Allegiance. and say
That's
one
right.
nation.
One
Absolutely,
nation.
absolutely.
under tyranny, yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Kind of happy with what he did. I think it raised hell again for Mossage. I think,
Yeah, I
what
think-
these people are doing is raising
And she
hell.
did. She came on afterwards
she
and
lit-
said the
yeah.
announcements again and said it right, I guess, or right, however you could say right. But yeah,
But do you think there is a right way? Like, do you think the students are allowed to?
Well, the correct way to say it is the way that it's written. You know, even if those aren't your religious beliefs, that's the way it's written.
Yeah, I agree with what
That's-
Holden's saying. Also, if you're leading a public pledge, I think you should say it how it's written. I mean, if you're
But what if?
if you're saying it
So
for,
are you saying you think he should have just said I'm not going to say it instead of kind of going out there?
Yes, I
and
think that
personally-
what he should have done is he should have told someone before, at least giving him a heads up and not raised that hell.
I think there were some pretty stupid people who were thinking like after half of my second period, everyone started like mumbling like
Oh,
little
you should
girls.
see my Twitter feed.
But no,
It
the
was
funniest
out of this
thing,
world.
the funniest thing was a lot of people were like, he did that on accident, right? He accidentally like left out the word God and
like 3 times?
yeah, like
Yeah,
2
no.
times if you want to do the math. But I
Well,
mean, It's not that
Some
hard.
addition.
Math isn't my strong subject.
No, it's not.
No.
Yeah. But I mean, I
so.
just thought that was a pretty like fascinating thing. And if you guys have any comments about it, if you have different beliefs about it, we would like to hear, but we will probably think they're stupid, right?
Yeah,
Right,
that's
that's-
probably
Even
that's
if they
probably
agree with
really
us,
dumb.
we might
We
still
won't
say
even
they're
look
stupid.
at them. We're not even gonna look at your.
It actually
comments.
makes-
We're
Kidding.
gonna-
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think
move on.
Yeah. Let's move on to another topic, and this is one of my favorite topics, just because I haven't seen it in forever, and that is the amount of fighting at Paschal has gone down substantially.
That is
And
a
you know,
problem.
it-
That is a big problem. We need definitely to have more fights. I mean, where's the entertainment?
To be honest, I think it's actually bad for school morale for there not to be fights.
I agree, but if we're blaming someone for the fights going down, look no further than the sweetest lady, Miss Parker.
Oh, she's a doll.
Oh, she's
She-
a doll.
By herself, has sliced fights at Paschal in
No, she
half.
has.
She brightens my day.
She has boxing gloves that she puts on, and
Yeah.
she just goes in there and just separates.
We hope someday this podcast would be nationally recognized and Miss Parker will be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes,
if you
actually,
guys-
and
if-
she should win, is what I think.
If you guys, listeners, don't want to listen to us just to promote Miss Parker, because she is a true American hero. That brings me into another point that I want to say about this podcast, because we're just jumping around, but I think that'll be a style that we're conforming to, is we would like to have guests, like the most interesting people at Paschal on
agree.
the podcast. Like, I know one person, I don't know if you guys know him, Mr. Davin Haley. I think he already kind of
Oh.
agreed to be on the podcast.
Absolutely.
And I think we need to see some support from the viewers to see that this is like the best thing that we could be doing is exploiting the genius of Paschal.
Yes, I completely agree with you 100%.
And I think I'm not allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. We were thinking it would be a cool idea to have a podcast in his chemistry laboratory and maybe make some like Breaking Bad type stuff.
Stay tuned.
Explosions.
Stay
some
tuned
cool
for that.
experiments, volcanoes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is true. Paschal does have very smart teachers and very smart students that we definitely need to bring on the show.
Some are not as smart, but we do have.
There are also we need to bring on some really dumb people too, just
Yeah,
to keep it
and-
interesting.
And I mean, I'm not
Fortino
pointing.
Zuniga.
I'm not pointing any names out on the dumb people, but I mean, switching topics.
Please explain to me what a
Topless,
toplic
which
is.
is going to be a
A
theme of the
toplic,
show.
no, a toplic is where you have the top of the candle after you take it out and you like eat it, but then you realize it wasn't icing; it was just wet wax, and you just ate a ton of wet wax. That's what a toplic
Toplic.
was. That's what I was
Oh,
referring
okay,
to.
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was confused there for a moment. I didn't know what you were trying to say.
Sounded like an ointment.
So we've been talking about Paschal now for a while, and I feel like people might get the wrong idea, because we are also going to be talking about a lot of national level issues.
Oh no, yeah, of
And
course.
so-
But this is, if I want to mention, this is the first official, unofficial Paschal podcast.
That is right.
Absolutely.
I applaud
It-
that.
There's
I applaud that.
there's a vast audience. I'm sure you guys can't see it, but there's a
Please,
vast
quiet
audience.
in the audience.
in the background.
There's at least 20 people here.
Please,
I
no
can see.
standing.
Yeah, something like that.
At least 20 grand. At least 20 grand. Oh yeah, let's talk about that plane
Kittens
missing.
dying,
We
kittens
kind of
dying.
touched about it,
Right.
just talking to each other as friends. But now I want to bring in this political analyst, Atticus J Money, about what do you think? Because have you heard the recent news of what happened to the plane?
I haven't been keeping up with the plane, honestly. It's not like
Nor
because-
has anyone.
Because I don't think anyone's. Because I honestly
They
think no
lost
one
it, I'm
cares at
pretty
this
sure,
point.
right?
Like it was hyped up way too much,
Yeah,
and then
absolutely. Oh,
and then
absolutely.
what
were
happened
milking it.
was
The media was milking
what
it.
I was referring to was the Malaysian airliners texted the company texted all the people's families who were on the flight that their family members were dead. They just said
Well,
straight out, they're like,
it was
yeah,
a
they're dead.
text.
There's no
They might as well
chance."
just tweet it. I mean, it's on Twitter.
Hey, bro,
Hey,
Well,
ski.
you know
yeah,
what?
yeah. Hashtag your family's dead.
You know what I think?
Yeah.
Hashtag cry
Everyone,
cry.
everyone just simmer down for a second. I think a text message is perfectly okay. You can make text messages
Absolutely not.
very, very heartfelt. You can add emojis.
So
You can add the sad face emoji, the teardrop
true.
emoji.
No,
I
okay.
mean that they can fill them with so much
does
emotion.
bring
that no.
brings depth.
That brings another
It is
point.
nearly like a Charles Dickens novel.
That brings another point of what has society come to these days with people like you thinking that it's acceptable to just text everything you want. And coming from the least technological person about that, I'll get that in a second. But there's people who just like say the most ridiculous things on text messaging or read too much into it. Like if someone texts me and then I say the wrong thing or I said the wrong way, I'm like an asshole all of a sudden.
First of all, I don't think you need to start insulting people personally on this podcast. I think that, first of all, is just uncalled for.
Right,
second of
Sam,
all,
right.
I promise I'll never do that
second
again.
of all, thank you.
You're welcome.
And second of all, I completely agree with the second part you said.
Okay, good. Well, what do you think about it, Atticus Johnson, about people just like dumping their emotions into text messaging or reading way too much into text messaging?
Text messaging scares me. I don't like communicating in that way.
So you're not the biggest text messenger.
I don't even really
if I
like
can pick up on
calling
that.
people. I like to see them.
Do you like writing
I was
letters
face.
and like doing a wax
respect
stamp?
that.
Yes.
I really do appreciate that, Atticus.
Respect,
Yes.
respect.
Yeah, no.
Atticus-
He goes back to the way it was before our
Yeah,
technology
carrier
Yeah.
pigeons.
age kicked
Carrier
in,
pigeons.
and now you
Yeah.
can't do anything without having a phone.
One of my favorite podcasts, the Rooster Teeth podcast. If you haven't listened to it, I recommend that you should. But they do this one guy, Gavin. He always talks about try explaining that to a caveman, and because they were talking about muting people on Twitter, you can mute people on Twitter. He's like try to explain how would you explain muting someone on Twitter to a caveman? You'd be like, there's these messages flying through the air. And then you somehow magically get the messages out of the air and then purposely don't look at the messages. It's just the most backwards things in the world. And I mean, people like Atticus can bring like society back to normal camping.
Back to the way it was.
And eating beans in the wilderness.
A land before time is what we're talking about right now. It's a land before time.
I have noticed this with Atticus because we have a group message, and every time I send out a text, Atticus I know he reads it because he's here on time, but he won't ever respond. So I know he gets it.
Yeah, no, that's
but
fine.
He just doesn't enjoy being on his phone, and I appreciate that.
And you know what?
really do.
You know what?
really
I
is.
do the same thing. I never respond, but that's because I owe everyone here money. And that's why I don't respond.
Yeah, I think you owe like at least.
It's not because
Give me a rough estimate of how many people you owe money.
how many people. Well, I can give you a rough estimate of the amount of money I owe.
What would be better?
It's roughly $1,350.
Oh, that's.
It's but that is completely beside the point. I was just adding on to people not responding in the group message. But enough of messages.
Yeah,
Let's
now
get on.
let's not insult people. And I wanna talk about one more thing is that this person and apparently this person is extremely awful at technology.
Who?
This Sam Betzel or Jeremiah Finkelstein. I don't understand how you can just like not think that like a computer is important.
Well, first of all, I'm guessing you've never seen Terminator or iRobot
So
or any
you're
of those other movies.
you
So
don't
you think your laptop
Wall-E?
is gonna?
Wall-E?
Transformers.
because this. Let me just give you an anecdote. So this young gentleman came up to me and asked me. He's like, Zach, so you got one of those computer things, right? I'm paraphrasing, by the way. And you were
make me
like
sound like an idiot right now, but I'm really not.
paraphrasing. Okay, but this part you can say that you did say.
I
You
did,
said
yes.
how do you get one of those? How do you get some of those documents onto onto one of those folder things? And I'm like, did you just ask me how do you create a document and how to put it onto a folder? And then Atticus jumped in and said he knew how to do that. So I was touched because
But-
the true wilderness man knew how to do that.
But to be honest, me and Atticus we are both technologically retarded.
Are you technologically inclined?
Absolutely.
not.
Computers baffle me. It's just Sam and I will be ready for the rise of the machines.
Yes, we will.
All these robots in disguise. We're gonna.
So
Transformers.
it's all mechanical for you guys.
Speaking
Yes.
of robots in disguise, one of our guests here, Cause with the Law, recently brought her laptop to school, and I was very amused to see that there was some tape over the webcam, and I was really not sure what was going on there. So
Oh yeah, and that
Just throwing that out there.
yeah, no, that was really strange.
No, but I think this is kind of a funny subject because for some reason Kajal thought that people were watching her through her webcam.
I do not blame her.
And that brings up the issue.
Kajal understands what's happening these days under this administration, under what's going
One
on.
land
with the
under
NSA.
tyranny.
And that
I
brings up the
appreciate
issue.
that. I
What
love
could
you for
Coswell possibly be doing for her to just fear? just people watching her all the time.
You have to understand. I'm sure if there's a camera on that right now and that has Wi-Fi,
Hey, Mr.
Yeah, it
Rapist.
brings-
you probably have. And I'm just, this is coming from my ass right now. You probably have half a chance of being watched by the government.
I thought you were about to say 500,000 people watching you.
Please, like, yes, more, please.
Yeah. No, I like people.
Publicity.
What am I hiding? Since I'm not hiding anything, I'm not like murdering anyone or like murdering anyone. I don't know what I could be doing that would make me fear of someone watching me. Like
Masturbating? Would you want someone watching you masturbate?
on laptop?
It could happen.
No.
And to the next subject.
I mean, so actually no, this is important. This is like crucial to our lives. It was basically, what's your favorite childhood movie? Go.
Favorite childhood movie? You're gonna have to come back.
Atticus,
I'm
can
gonna
I
have
start
to
with you?
think
Because
about-
actually, Atticus introduced me to
Okay.
one very interesting movie. Do you remember? It was the first time I went to your house, or the only. It was called Hobo with a Shotgun.
Oh.
Well, that's an excellent
Oh.
children's movie.
I know, but I feel like that would be Atticus's like forte as a child. Like he just like Saturday morning wakes up at 9, gets his Cheerios and oats, and goes watch Hobo with a Shotgun.
Hobo,
Is that what you did?
I can-
I'm just wondering.
it was more Johnny Bravo and Tom and Jerry and things.
And Hobo with a
TV
Shotgun.
Wait, what was that? What was that? It was a TV show. It was animated, and I can never remember the name. It was about those surfer kids. Out in
Oh, shit, Rocket Power.
That
Yeah.
was
Rocket
my
Power.
jam.
Well, Rocket, it's irrelevant what it is now.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
I
on
used
anymore.
to spend my summers in Ecuador, where my native country, not really.
Venezuela.
And
Venezuela.
they would get like, for some reason they'd get the shows kind of late. So I'd always watch like really old shows like Rocket Power and
Hashtag third world country.
all that
Continue.
stuff. Right, third world country. We lived in trees. It was yeah.
What?
it was,
Oh wait, no. This is Rugrats. What are you talking
No,
about?
that's Rocket
No,
Power.
That's Rocket Power.
Rocket Power.
Featuring Rugrats.
I know what Rugrats
No.
is.
Dude, Rugrats was
No,
the most Jewish thing in the world. every single episode was the Jewish special with
Yeah.
like Uncle Mort and like Grandpa Goldensteinberg. And it was just like watching the biggest like stereotypes, and I was just like, I guess that's how Jews are. That's what I'm growing up to be. But I thought it was
That's
pretty
awesome.
insulting. Yeah.
They all look like raisins on that show. It's kind of gross. I didn't like that
I
show.
didn't really
Well,
like
anyway,
that show either.
but we're digressing. Alejandro,
What do you think
Childhood
your
movie.
favorite childhood movie was? Slash
movie,
TV
not
show.
Not show though.
Well,
or
you
not
see,
show.
we really didn't have internet or TV in Ecuador.
You just had the mud and
Wait, so
sticks.
you're-
that you
so
played
you're
with.
admitting that
we
you
just played with mud and sticks.
so you're admitting that you didn't grow up here in
No,
the
I'm joking. I did grow up here and
land of the free and home of the
in
brave.
the land of the free. and the
Did you
home of
grow
the
up in
brave.
Austin?
I did, yeah.
So
I
I'm
was-
sure you were watching like some like
I was watching a
mustache and,
hippie
like,
in my front yard.
a hippie.
Yeah, dropping acid and stuff. Not really.
That's why you're scarred. I can see it.
Well,
Sam, I want to know your favorite.
I'm gonna go
childhood.
on record here and say that the Mighty Ducks really changed my life,
The
and I know.
Mighty Ducks.
And Atticus can vouch for me here. I made him watch it the other day, and it was a bonding moment. I'm not
Wait,
gonna
this is-
lie.
wait, this was
it's
recently?
exhilarating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made him watch it with me just
Like,
the other day.
last
That
month.
brings tears. If I had tear glands in my eyes, that would bring tears.
Yeah, actually,
straight
my,
to
my,
eyes.
cool sunglasses
Bingo.
are fogging up right now because I'm
Oh,
tearing
that's,
up.
That's sad. Did you like the plot line of it? Like, what was the moral?
It's a beautiful
Value.
lesson. This lawyer, he's just rude to everyone. And he speeds in his car,
Doesn't sound like good
and
childhood
then
lessons.
he quits his job so he can become. Well, he ends up forced into being a children's hockey coach, a Pee Wee hockey coach. But then he ends up quitting his job because he doesn't like being a lawyer anymore, and he decides to be a minor league hockey player and pursue his dreams.
What's the little skit they do?
It's
the Mighty-
touching.
Is it like, do they clap? Mighty Ducks.
Mighty
no,
Ducks,
it's-
Mighty
it's-
Ducks.
What is it?
Quack! 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 Quack!
I'm not-
Quack!
I'm not-
Quack! 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 Quack!
Okay, next
All
topic.
right, let's move on. Moving right on. Let's go.
Yeah, wait. Let me ask you guys
Oh, yeah.
one thing that I think this is. Most people, when they see us, they probably ask this because we seem like fearless individuals. Go straight into the eye of a tornado. Go straight into the eye of a cheetah.
I had the tiger.
Go straight into
I
the
have the
eye
hurricane.
of a.
Hurricane.
Danger
have
zone. We
eyes.
go into the
I once
danger
wrestled a
zone.
bear.
Yeah, I think that explains
That's
us
a
the
lie.
best. We go
want to hear the story of the bear.
we go into the danger zone, but let me go this, and then we'll go back to the bear thing. Do you guys have any like secret fears that you want people to know so they can exploit them in the future?
You know, I would never
Probably
say
should.
this on any media, any radio,
Any podcast sort of thing.
but I have a deathly fear of heights.
Oh, really?
And it doesn't hit me till I'm there, which is the worst part.
So you're like, I got this, bitches.
Yeah,
you
you're
get up there and you're like,
I went up to the Eiffel Tower and I was. I can't do this. Like grabbing onto anything, like other people, just.
and then
I
3
can't do it.
Xanax later, he was like Titanicing on top of the Eiffel Tower. He was. completely
Actually,
fine.
while I was at the Eiffel Tower, I no joke, I got into the elevator, and I said to the man, so how's the elevator business? No joke, the man looks at me and he says, it's got its ups and downs. Oh! Can we get a little wah, wah,
Yeah, that was a winger. That was a zinger.
I don't know about that.
All right, so what about you, Alejandro?
Did
what
you
are you
not
scared
say
of?
that you want to know our fears that people could exploit them in the future?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, I'll have you guys know that I have a deathly fear of getting people giving me money. So please just don't do it. I don't want you guys to give me money.
Yeah,
You don't have to
that's
worry about
terrifying.
it.
Actually, no.
Exploit that.
Don't give us money as a whole just
That
because
is
it'll
true.
scare us to our bones.
Yeah, we're
Please
actually
don't.
really scared of making
Especially
money.
don't
really
give this
scared.
$1,200 in debt person any money.
It's deader.
But I guess
That-
that
that
could
was
lead
scary.
into our first plug-in,
Well-
right? Please, if you guys wish to donate, give us all the money you have.
Yeah,
Actually, no.
We're
Don't give us
parking-
all the money.
Right, don't give us the money.
Whatever you do, don't give us the money.
I think the messages are not clear. We'll clear this up later on the money situation, but as you can see, we're running state of the art.
State of the heart.
No, it's state of the heart.
State of the heart. We're
State
running
coming-
some state of the
coming
heart
from right
technology.
here.
I mean, these microphones came from our blood, sweat, and tears, and some like pocket change that we found in the couch. We have some cool lights, cool cameras. Everything that we're doing is state of the heart.
Speaking of fears, I'm extremely afraid of sharks.
You don't really have to
Sharks.
worry about that living in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
there's
but
no sharks
but-
right here.
still, well, actually, there have been reports of bull sharks in the Trinity River, but that's closer to the Gulf. Anywho, sharks. That is some scary shit right there. Don't fuck with them.
Don't fuck with them.
Don't fuck with sharks.
On to you, Zach.
Okay.
I asked the question, but I didn't even think of an answer. That's pretty.
Wait, you don't have any.
Yeah, no, I'll go to
so you're
Atticus.
saying
Zach,
you don't
I
have
know,
any
no, no.
fears.
No, I'm
I'm
sure.
disappointed.
I have
I'm
plenty of
disappointed.
fears.
Zach is fearless.
No,
Everybody.
I'm. How about this? Can I be fearful that I might have a fear?
But you just don't know where
I
it
can
is.
work.
I'm
yeah.
fear of fear itself.
Oh,
Okay.
my fear that Sam has given to me is toe bites.
Oh.
What?
Those are-
bites.
those
Would
are
you
bad.
Explain.
Toe bite. Could Sam demonstrate on Alejandro or
cool.
someone?
I'd have to take my shoe and
Oh.
sock off.
Yeah, I don't know
But-
what that is.
but
Oh,
Can you
Someone
just give
else
us some
bites your
verbal?
foot?
No,
give us
no,
some
no.
verbal
no,
demonstration
that's
because
for later.
as you guys might not know or might know, some people are only listening to this via audio, where the cool people are listening to it via video.
They're
so
listening to it with their eyes.
via eyes, they're listening
They're
to it
listening
through
to
their
it through their
eyes.
eyes.
So if you can give us just a verbal demonstration of what happens, give us a rundown, and that'll give us a good point of what's happening.
Okay, well, Sam has some gnarly feet, and he likes to use them to inflict pain. So he takes off his shoes, takes out his gnarly toes, and he gets his, which are very strong, they're like talons, and he gets his first and second toe, and he just kind of puts it up to a soft, supple area of your body, and he just pinches with it. It's a toe bite.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bald eagle in that aspect. I just grab things with extreme precision.
That's
and
so.
strength.
Do you think you can like get a fly out of midair, just catch it like a?
Oh, I've never tried, but I'm sure I could.
Could you use chopsticks with your toes and eat your food?
That's a great question.
Chopsticks are stupid.
That'd be the most impression.
Why do you-
But okay, so I think we almost got on a subject which I thought was really funny. Was Holden said something about a bear story?
I was lying. I said that I had fought a bear, but I was.
Oh,
completely
well,
lying.
bear
90% of the
mace,
time.
bear mace,
Bear mace.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
can't
what you're
tell you
trying
a
to.
story about
so
mace.
so give us a preface to the story before you divulge in, and then you can tell the story in full heart.
I'm just gonna jump right in. I think
Preface.
I'm just gonna tell you the whole story right now. I was in the great city of Austin, Texas. This is not too long ago, and I was there for an event
gathering.
with my sweet brother, and
Aw.
it turns out the
Touching.
function I was at was hosting Trinidad James, a sort of famous artist, and Trinidad came on. We were having a great time when a larger-than-life girl decided that she wanted to push her way through the security to try and get on stage with Trinidad. When that happened, security grabbed her. She was hard to miss. And when security grabbed her, she did not appreciate that, and she told him to boing off. And after that, I saved him the having to bleep it out.
Edit.
I
We
just
have a
did it
talent.
myself.
We have a
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, continue.
Anyway, after she told security to off, she proceeded to mace him, and as I was right behind him, I was maced as well.
So can you give us a rundown of what this macing thing feels like? Because I
What-
feel like some people might think it's a walk in the park, maybe just like a
There's really two
Febreze.
words that can describe being maced.
say it.
It's bloody agony is what it is. And it's really the first 3 minutes of it, yeah, I can't describe the pain because you're just going to have to feel it, Maybe one day whenever you're going through cop training, Elliot over there, you can't see him, but he'll be going through cop training
He'll
one
definitely.
day.
Oh, more like a state trooper training.
Or
but-
maybe private security
So
training.
I know Sam.
Well-
I know you have kind of had
Dark
like
house.
third-hand smoke of this pepper spray when there was an incident at our school. But I know you said you felt it in your eyes or throat.
Yeah,
I did, yes.
Was that not that
A
bad?
boy by the name of Swole Hickman decided.
No, we won't talk about any
we
names.
won't discuss the
no
names.
names.
Yeah.
But
But
this
Whoa, Kickman.
intelligent young fellow decided to spray pepper spray in the hallway, and
I'm being called out.
I don't know exactly why he did this, except for the fact that he sprayed it in the hallway, and as I walked out into the hallway, there was a burning sensation in the back of my throat, and my eyes started to water profusely. It wasn't pleasant,
Sam,
to say the least.
did you cry? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't cry
Did
because
tears come out of your eyes?
crying is for weak people.
So it was just like I think Holden had to take a deuce, as
Yes.
they say in England, or
In the Orient.
an Aurier.
In the Orient.
Orient, aka Asia.
That's pretty fascinating. I mean, Alejandro, do you have any interesting stories that happened to you when you were in Ecuador?
Ecuador.
Because I feel like you could see some like drug cartel happening. Or,
Yeah, you're walking in the jungle and you just stumble across a meth lab every once in a while, and
you just see
it's
it.
just a common sight. You just see it and walk right by.
I thought that was
It's
more
not
like Arkansas.
Arkansas. No, I think those are the trailers with the meth in it.
Yeah.
Like exactly from the TV.
No, we're talking
shows.
state of the art meth labs.
Oh, like Breaking Bad shit.
Like they have their villages.
Oh.
Have we
crap.
have we talked about RJ? Have we already talked about RJ?
No, we haven't.
We haven't.
Pop 'em.
So I think who wants to give the preface to who this RJ kid is at school, because he will not give two shits that we're talking
So
about.
RJ is a very interesting fellow with a. He's very misunderstood, we think.
Yes,
he's a
he's-
misunderstood child.
Yeah.
He has a very complex sense of humor, which a lot of people do not understand. But that is what makes him so funny.
I mean, do you think what you have to do is like, I think what some people tell me, and I think the best way to go about dealing with RJ is to not take anything he says seriously.
Absolutely
if he says,
not. Not
if
a
he
single
says,
thing.
give me mouth to mouth, I'm about to die, be like, good one, RJ,
That's
see you
funny.
tomorrow, and then you walk away.
Yeah,
Because he probably just wants to make out with you.
100%.
Yeah.
Like in Sandlot.
Yeah, like in Sandlot.
Excellent movie.
I actually
That's
have
one of my
a-
childhood
That's a
movies.
childhood
I actually
Yeah.
have a story about RJ. It's not too long, but one time he came over to my house without me knowing, and he told me to come outside, and I was like, I didn't know him that well. I was like, I don't want to be killed today, so I'm fine. So I stayed in my house, and apparently what happened was he stayed at my house for a long time, and then Jack Iben and Aaron Tapper came in their car and tried to block him out, and as he got more and more mad, they drove away in a fury, and then he went in a high-speed pursuit afterwards. And then what happened in the end was Jack and Aaron, RJ was getting closer and closer on their tail at a stoplight, and then Jack was in his big car, and he slammed in reverse and slammed into the back of RJ's car, and it was like the most glorious thing I heard. I just wish I saw RJ's face. It would have been
He
fascinating.
went into reverse and hit the back of the car?
Yeah.
Of the
Or-
other
No,
car?
he hit the
No.
front of RJ's car.
Oh, okay.
With the
With
back
the
of
back
his
of
car.
his-
back of
he
his
hit the
car.
front of RJ's car.
That makes more sense.
So what's happening about milk? Just give us a little touch of the smelling milk.
let me ask you, Atticus. Why are we talking about milk?
Well, milk is an interesting substance. It's that stuff that comes out of cows' wangs that we brought
Don't
all.
they have 5 or 6 of them?
Yeah.
Not quite.
They should have just 4. And
So you're saying that it's just mind blowing, this whole milk thing, that
Yeah.
people think it's normal.
it's just it's an interesting
There's
thing.
2%, 3%, 12%. We need to really tackle this topic. I don't think anyone's really
Skim.
tackled this topic.
We choose the hard hitting topics like milk production.
Milk and drugs, and
How do you like your milk, Atticus?
I enjoy whole milk. At the school they serve skim milk, which is un-American.
it's Schnickelfritz, if I might not add. Haha.
No.
I feel good about myself.
Well,
that's all that matters.
But
So you're just saying that milk is like the coolest thing.
it's just a neat thing. Sam said in elementary school that they brought a cow to school and you got to milk it.
no, they didn't bring the cow to school. We went to a dairy farm. But that is a story for
Wait,
another time.
okay, so federal funding allowed for you to go to a dairy farm to milk a cow for your kindergarten for first grade
It was
year?
probably more like first grade. But yes.
Oh, you have to pay for field trips.
Yeah.
Like for the bus.
Yeah,
right?
That is true.
that's
you have
true.
to pay
So-
like $3 or something.
Actually, that brings up another really crazy topic of. Do you heard about this Fourth SD Fund bill? Right, that we got a huge amount of money influx, and they're building a wing that we're not going to experience.
I have heard.
What do you-
We're
what do you-
also
what-
building a new high school in Granbury, and
But what I think it
Granbury.
hurts
No, it's
us
Binbrook, dude.
because
Granbury, and they're gonna add it to Fort Worth ISD.
no, we made Paschal so awesome.
been
It was our generation that made Paschal so awesome. So I think we can like
we should
say
put
the
our
last
names
hurrah.
on
We can piss on it. We can engrave our names.
have our names on
Holden
that.
was with a
Absolutely.
Z here. Do you think you have the right to do that at Paschal?
Oh, I believe. Absolutely.
I mean,
think
it's
that
not like you
if
have
there's
any
gonna be a new wing
Paschal
that goes
things.
up, then the people who should be honored in the wing.
You
Like
think-
a like
And
a
I
plaque,
think that we are prime suspects.
We should have a bench at least. A
Yeah.
bench.
a
at least a
tree
bench?
or a plaque
no,
or
I
a
think
bench
that's not that.
Bricks.
That heated.
Maybe a brick.
or a bust.
Or
Well, you know, we were really heavy on our Paschal stuff this week, and we're really just trying to get into the groove. We've never done this before, so I hope that if you enjoyed this, that you'll enjoy it again. But I think that as time goes on, we're gonna get better and better to, keep speaking to the right people. So
I hope you guys liked it, even though we really don't care if you didn't.
yeah, this table
And
is temporary.
it's on his way out.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
true.
well that's
temporary.
unimportant. They don't need to know that right now. Top secret, actually.
So Sam,
But anywho,
can you say this to
there's
the
one more
to the
thing that
camera?
everyone needs to know before we shut this down for today.
Like, oh,
Describe.
This is probably going.
like and subscribe.
I'm sorry, Zach. Is there something
is
interesting?
something important?
Is there something?
Say that you need to like and subscribe. to
Oh,
the channel.
we would like you to like and subscribe to this on the YouTube. Yeah, so if we get enough of those, there could be some frontal nudity in the future.
it'll show that you guys like what we're doing, and even if you don't like what we're doing, I think we had a good enough time. And if you had a good enough time, maybe we can have you on here.
Come on.
And I'm gonna go back to what I was saying before, that this is probably going to be the best thing that ever happens to you in your life.
Yeah.
And that's really all that's all that's about. That's what all this is
I
about.
think,
Understatement.
I think we can drop the mic on that one. Not
think
these
that's it.
because these are expensive.
Yeah, there's
That
these
is
are
true.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so and we're gonna try to judge how many times we'll do this, but probably right now we'll probably do this again in 2 weeks. So stay tuned for the next one, probably in 2 weeks. If you guys want it tomorrow, we won't do tomorrow, or next week. It'll be in 2 weeks. So
Thanks everybody
Yeah,
for watching.
thank you.
bye. Everyone say bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
Shalom.
Shalom. Yeah.
So long.
Deuces. Nice.
That's a wrap, boys.
That's a wrap.
Farewell.